because it's Sunday at the regular time. So this is season 2, episode 6 of the Rambling Hour with Lisa, and that's me. So I'm looking all ladylike today, sitting by the, not fire really. I mean, there is fire, but it's just candles. It is a working fireplace, but we have it disconnected from the gas line. So it's not a wood burning fireplace, it's a gas fireplace, and it's disconnected because it's not safe, because it goes all the way around the house instead of being done properly. So I just pulled all the stuff out of it and put some candles. I want to buy some better candles for it too. But I made the hi Chantal. I made the decor Valentine's, and I will next week as well. Yes, next week is Valentine's, but I might, if I treat Steve right during the rest of the day, I might be able to sneak away for an hour to do my live. And I found a trick. So because, hi Melody, because Facebook reverses everything when we do these lives, I noticed this last week, that the word, if it's like a salt, you know, I just put it backwards. So now it looks like it's the right way, but it's actually up on the mantle backwards. And I put my wedding ring and my engagement ring on my right hand, so then for you guys, it'll look like it's on my left hand. Yes, so Melody likes my scarf. I thought, you know, I should probably start wearing some of my scarves so that I can send them on to Melody, because that's what I do once I wear lots of my clothes, like I said before, go back to the warehouse, because Steve does recycling textiles and sending clothes around the world. But scarves specifically, I know my sister loves them, so I send them to her once I'm done with them. But yes, don't I look ladylike today? Like, I mean, even I'm wearing like slacks. Oh, you can't see them, they're gray. Like trousers, slacks, whatever. I'm too close to the camera. Today is day 174 for me working out. So you guys want to see it? Oh yeah, wait, I need to get the lighting right so you can see the, it's hard to get the, anyways, I don't know if you can, well, anyways, yeah, 174, so I'm still getting there. And, you know, sometimes I feel discouraged on certain days, or you feel like it's not working fast enough. I mean, 174 days working out straight, that's a lot, and you think that you should be in like super shape, but it is working. And then yesterday I watched My 600-Pound Life, and how little progress is still progress when you're going in the right direction, so I shouldn't be so hard on myself. So yeah, so I'm proud of myself, and I'm proud of Steve for the work that we've been doing. All right, so I do have a guest tonight, or I should have a guest tonight. It has been set up, but when I confirmed about half an hour ago, I hadn't heard back from her. I will let you know if she signs on, because she knows how to do it. We talked about everything else like that. So as soon as she signs on and asks to be part of it, then I will do that. If for some reason she doesn't, then I won't have a guest, and I will have to ramble the whole time, and you guys will have to give me topics to ramble about. So thank you, Melody, saying proud of me for working out. So I don't know if you guys saw my post a few days ago, and there was this, when I went to the shop to get some groceries, and the Valentine's display, most of it, lots of things were gone. There was this one box, and it only had this one little sad little cat looking so sad and sweet. And he had this heart, and he was just like, take me home, I'm all alone. And I had to. So this is my little kitty. I don't have a name for him, but he's silver. He's got a little bit of brown in him, but he reminds me of my willow pillow from years ago. It's a cat I had since like 2001. He was born April Fool's Day, April 1st, 2001. And I think it was 2012 when I had to put him down, which was really hard. So this is my little kitty. But yeah, I don't have a name for him yet. So, what else? Oh yeah, Steve said I fell for it. He's like, oh yeah, that's what they do. They only put one out, and then suckers like you buy it, and then they run and put another one out, so it looks like it's all alone and you buy it. Yeah, I fell for it. Ooh, that's the closest I'll get to having a kitten. Because Steve's not a cat person. But we have Lena, and we have gerbils, and we have fish, and Thomas has rats, so I can't complain. We have lots of animals around. I need to be more friendly with the neighborhood cats too. I haven't made friends with any of them. They seem to like our garden, but I haven't actually put in the effort to try and make friends with any of them. So this week, anything interesting? Can't think. Well, I thought I was going to have a guest, so I didn't think of things that I need to talk about. But, I was on time this week. That's something, which doesn't always happen. And I had everything set up this afternoon, pretty much, so it was ready to go. I've been up since 6. I know it's Sunday, but I just woke up at 6 and didn't feel like being in bed anymore. So I went and sat in the office and worked on the computer. And yeah, so I'm a bit tired, but not any more tired than normal days when I oversleep. But so tell me something that you guys want to talk about. Sorry if I keep flopping my hair around. It's still kind of wet from having a shower. I might put it back, actually. I don't know. Looking like a lady. Doesn't happen all the time. I even put on like shiny earrings to match my pretty scarf. This side is really nice. It's got like, I don't know, oh, that's all like patchwork. And then the inside, yeah, you might be able to tell that it's got like, I think it might be roses or, well, it's flowers anyways. It's a nice flower pattern actually. I think it looks like cherry blossoms. So it actually is a very nice scarf. But I've never worn it. I don't know how to wear them. I mean, sometimes I do stuff in my hair too, like, you know, that, and then, or, I mean, I could tie it and have it hanging, like, well, maybe not like that, but back, I don't know, but, I know Melody has taught me sometimes, you know, some people just have it like that. I guess that looks alright too, doesn't it? But I'm not wearing a necklace, so, and I like when you have really long ones, and you do like, it doesn't always look good, but I like the idea of it when you put it through like this, like that, but it doesn't really work with this. It looks like I'm trying to you know, make a noose for myself. So yeah, I've been reading my books this week too. It's hard to find time to read because I like to do things. I want to read, but I listen to podcasts and stuff all the time on my headphones, and I'm trying to get stuff done. And then when I finally do sit down in the evening, I'm usually watching TV with Steve, so I don't get to read a lot, but I've been trying to really make an effort to read. And I've been sitting in front of my sad lamp for at least 20 minutes a day for the last week. Because I've been really tired the last couple weeks, and I don't know why. Like I said, today's the first day that I didn't oversleep and that I got out of bed, so hopefully I'm starting to feel better. I felt when I did my workout that I really gave it all I had, which I try to do every day, but I could feel that my strength was there today better than it has been. So yeah, hopefully whatever it was that was going on with me is now out of my system. And I didn't feel sick or anything. I just felt really tired. Who knows? It's, you know, that age, 42, might be hormones. I don't know. Might have been the oversleeping as well, because I get into, you know, when I oversleep, then I'm more tired. And then I sleep more because I'm tired, but then I've overslept and then I'm tired. So then I have to force myself to just go to bed at whatever time and get up at whatever time. And even if I don't sleep well, or if, you know, if I only get 6 hours, I still have to get up, force myself to get up instead of going back to sleep, or, you know, because like I said, oversleeping can be as exhausting as not getting enough sleep. Well, I'm disappointed that my guest didn't work out, and my viewers are, you know, not really, I don't know. So anyways, most of my lives get over 200 views altogether, but I don't really know how to tell what counts as a view. My sister's making slow cooker beef stroganoff from scratch, and she's hoping it tastes amazing tonight. That sounds good, Mel. I've never made beef stroganoff from scratch. And yeah, so we can talk about baking and cooking. I know Samantha, I don't know if Samantha's watching right now, but I know that today she made bread for the very first time, which is crazy to me because it seems like bread, because I know Samantha likes to cook and I know her daughter Tyler likes to bake, so bread just seems like one of the basics that you would have done before, but I guess not. And today was her first time baking it. So, and she made cheesecake as well, but she can't eat the cheesecake because she's lactose intolerant. So, have you tried any new recipes lately? How is the weather? Well, it's a bit chilly out, you know. No, just kidding. Not like Canada. I think it's, I don't even know what the weather is like right now. Let's say it goes between 5 and -2. And yeah, where I'm from in Canada, in the prairies, it's a deep freeze right now where it's like in the -40s and wind chill, with the wind chill feels like it's in the -50s. So as long as you have a nice warm cozy home, then, you know, but yeah, I don't envy the weather that you guys are having right now. New recipes. So, well, actually, what I'm doing is, when we had the first lockdown last spring, and since then, whenever we make, well, we did it before a bit too, but we went a little bit overboard with the first lockdown, but whenever we make like a chili or like you're making a stew, like a beef stroganoff, whatever we make, if we have extra, we might eat it 2 days in a row, but then whatever's left, we'll put into like the containers and mark them with a sticker on it and put them in the freezer, and then Steve can take them for his lunches, or the kids, while they're home, they can have them for their lunches or whatever. And they usually are in this nice box where they're all like filed, standing on their end like that, and you can see what they are and you can take one. But I've moved them all from the chest freezer in the garage to the freezer in the kitchen, so that they're all, everybody can, and so Steve's been taking them in his lunch. It was really kind of hard last week because lots of them are spaghetti bolognese with brown, like whole wheat pasta, or something with rice, even if it's whole wheat rice. I mean, that's not right, whole wheat rice, it's brown rice. But last week was our no carb week, so I couldn't really give him those for his lunches, but this week we're having carbs, so I can give him some of those. But we're trying to eat them all. My point is, we're trying to eat them all. We were watching some shows, and there's this one, he's a chef, but it's about being healthy, losing weight, and staying fit while in lockdown and during all this. And some of the recipes he was making looked yummy and doable, and so I've bought different ingredients, and I was just waiting till actually tomorrow, so I'm going to start making some different things tomorrow. I would love to be in the kitchen more. I would love to make like really great meals, but the problem is, like, some of them can be quick, and if you've made them before and you know how to make them, then they might not take as long. But some of them can take you hours just prepping and reading and doing all the little things and making sure that, you know. So I am going to try and do some, but me and Steve want to do some of that, like prepping stuff, so that when we make these recipes, if they freeze well, or if they're good for, you know, like that, like taking for lunches, and we can do them like that. As we speak right now, Allison, she's taking a pizza that already has a few toppings on, and she's adding more toppings to it and cooking it for me. So I'm going to have pizza for my supper because it's Sunday, so we can have carbs. So I'm going to have some pizza because it's my favorite, but Steve doesn't really like pizza. So I made him some whole wheat buns, like with burgers and a few chips. It's funny because if you eat enough of other things, and like, so he had some big fat chips, but you don't have as many as if you had like one burger and then you had a whole plate of chips, but you only had a few, but it's still giving you getting to have a little bit of it. So, like I said, I thought I was going to have a guest this week, but I guess not. I don't know what changed, although they are from Canada and it is sort of Sunday morning, so maybe they're not feeling so well. Seeing last night was Saturday night. I don't know. But, yeah, it's what else? Tell me what you guys have been baking or making, or let's see, what did we have this week? I had chicken wings, and what? Oh yeah, we had like chicken breasts, and when Steve made the chicken breast in the pressure cooker, he added like carrots and mushrooms and stuff and onion, and so it was kind of like a broth, but we could have added gravy, like made it into a gravy, but we didn't want to. It was more healthy as a broth, so it wasn't really soup, but it was a bit brothy. So when we put it on the plate, it was like the chicken and the veg and then some broth, and then I made like mashed sweet potato, and that was really nice. And actually we ate it for 3 days in a row. So that was 3 days of our meals last week. And before that, I have it all written down. I've been for the last 2 weeks I got this new journal, and it has a space for, well, it tells you your mood and everything else. It's about putting yourself first. And so it's just keeping track of how you feel each day, how much water you're drinking, and what you're eating, and what else do I mark in it? Just what you have to do that day. And well, it asks what your goals are for the week. You have a motto for the week. And anyway, so I've been marking down what I've been eating, and actually I eat pretty well, but I've actually been, if I don't say there's like lunch, I didn't eat anything, then I write nothing, and I put a line under it, and I highlighted it so that I can see, because it's like these little squares, like breakfast, lunch, supper, snacks, and then it's like the whole chart for the week. And when I see those nothings, that reminds me that that's not good. It's not good to not eat. That's not a healthy thing. Oh, Mel, did you just say egg salad? I haven't had egg salad sandwiches in a while. I think I'm going to make that egg salad and potato soup this morning. That sounds delicious. I'll take it for lunches. I still need to cut out a bunch of veg so I can have veg and hummus for lunches. Well, we do have hummus. I bought some hummus for the girls to try, although I already know that they've tried it before. And they do like it. Erica doesn't like it, but Allison and Aurora like it. But I like the red pepper hummus better than just the regular one. But even the regular one's good. So we have carrots and hummus. And yesterday on a show we were watching, it was a show, but I can't remember what the show was about specifically. But there was this place where they make homemade cheese, and one of the cheeses they make is like this type of blue cheese, which I can't have because I'm allergic to penicillin. But when they were cutting the cheese to make like how they sell the cheese, the bits that they cut off and everything, they made into a cheese and leek soup, blue cheese and leek soup. And so Melody, when you said the potato soup, we used to make leek and potato, but I know like you can have broccoli and cheese soup. So, and just watching them eat this leek and cheese soup made me like want to make a cheesy soup. How can that not be? Oh, and they had homemade bread that they made too. I like eating. If I was rich, the first thing I would pay for is not a housekeeper, like, a maid or a dog walker or a gardener. I would be paying for a chef because I like to cook. Like I said, I love cooking, but I love eating more. And like, it would just be so great if you could have these delicious meals just ready when, I used to say like, why do people pay people to do things if they can do them themselves? But I also understand, so do you want to spend all your time making the dinners, or do you want to spend your time doing whatever it is that you're good at and then just eat the dinners and pay? So if I could afford to, and we were super rich, then I would pay a chef. That I would not have an issue with. Although at this point there's not even, I don't even think I could afford to pay my children to cook. Although they do have to take their turns, but they need to get more intricate recipes. Maybe actually, like I said about how I bought ingredients and stuff, I also want to start using the things that I bought in the past to, like, I love couscous. I like, well, however you want to say it. You can say quinoa or quinoa. Hi, Mommy. And yeah, so I want to try using those lentils, and I want to do these things. Oh, I bought black beans. So I've made this once before. I remember making this. It must have been in Canada that I made it. But we saw it on TV, and I told Steve, oh yeah, it's really good. It just tastes like brownies, but it's brownies made with black beans, like black turtle beans. So I bought black turtle beans, and I'm going to make brownies with black turtle beans. So obviously I should make that this week, because pretty sure brownies go under the carbs, with the amount of sugar and carb, yeah, even beans, right? So, and when we were watching my 600 Pound Life, I was talking to Steve about the diet and different things that we're eating, and we're discussing protein and stuff. So, and Melody is gonna make some coconut quinoa. I bought coconut milk yesterday. Do you say quinoa? if you say quinoa, say 1. And if you say quinoa, say 2, or write 2. Yes, coconut milk is delicious. I could have it on everything. I love Thai soup and stuff like that. But then Steve reminds me that coconut milk is, you know, high in fat as well. But so are bananas are high in sugar, and like we can, like, even the good stuff can be, you know, so everything in moderation. Black bean muffins are awesome. I haven't had black bean muffins, but I'm guessing if it's anything like the brownies, it tastes really good. Yes, 1, quinoa. So I actually grew, hang on, quinoa, I think I grew one of them, but only one thing sprouted. Yeah, I think it was quinoa that I grew, one little thing. So, because it's like all these little seed heads on the thing, but so I can try growing it again. Although, I mean, you can buy it. It's not like, I just thought it would be fun to try, because I saw it on a gardening show and she had some growing. So yeah, that's another thing. Like, I mean, I understand you guys are in a deep freeze, and it's not like gardening weather necessarily here either, but it is. Here, February is kind of the month, although there is things you can start all year round, but February is kind of the month that you look at growing, you're starting some certain seedlings here, because, and I always think, like, I look at the dates that they say to start some things, and then by the time summer comes, my things are still small, and I'm like, I should have started these earlier, but you don't want to start them too early because you don't want them to get laggy and stuff. But February is the time to start some things. And then I tell myself, I'm not going to start anything. I need to focus on the plants that I already have. Yes, I'm still playing with my kitty. I need to focus on the plants that I have and take care of them, and not start all these new seedlings that require me to take care of them, because I already have enough things to take care of in the house and the kids and everything else. But then I just get obsessed. And then, as you can see, in past years, I have started so many seedlings. But can you have too many seedlings? I mean, can you have too many seedlings? I don't know. And I know I could give them away, but I don't know enough people who like really love gardening like me. And then there's my friend Brian. Mine is Steve's friend Brian, like Brian and Yvonne, and they love gardening, but we haven't seen them in so long because of COVID and everything. Although I have dropped plants off at people's houses, just some of my friends, I dropped them off. And some of the squashes I grew last year, like Samantha's parents, they had them at the allotment. So here, lots of people don't have garden space, like for vegetable gardens and growing, although you can, and if you want any tips on that, I can help you in small spaces, how to grow fruit and veg and stuff in small spaces. So if you do have a small, like Melody, I know your backyard is pretty small, and it's all like mostly cement or paving or whatever, it's paving blocks. So, but if you can actually get a lot in. So say you have a barrel and you have flowers and stuff in it, you can grow chives and onions and lettuce or like all those things. So have a few flowers, like have, and yeah, so you can do companion planting and sneak in different crops all around in your flower beds. You don't have to have a vegetable garden. But anyways, what I'm saying is most people here don't have much space for a garden or a yard. So they get on waiting lists for what's called an allotment. And basically it's like a big field, and then it's like made into sections, and that is each section is somebody's allotment. So then they make their vegetable garden there, and they might have a shed on there and a rain barrel for watering, and then you share seeds with other allotment owners, and that would be a cool experience in a way, you know, getting to know other gardeners and such. But I want to say how grateful I am that I don't have to go anywhere. I just have to step outside, and I have enough room to grow all the things that I want to grow. Wow, I mean, I can grow all the things that you know, like I'm very, obviously more land and more plants would be even better, but I'm very satisfied with what I have, and I have enough room to have my allotment right out my door. Not only that, so if I'm working out there and the kids need me or something, or I need to come in and make supper, I can come right in. Whereas, so even though I spend a lot of time outside and a lot of time with my plants, I'm still here if they need me. Whereas the addict that I am, if I had an allotment, I'd be like gone to the allotment, and that I would really be, you know, loving my plants more than my family, because I would never be around. So I just want to mention how grateful I am that I have this space outside, and I don't take that for granted. And if I do, I shouldn't, because it's a great amount of space, and I get to do so much. And my raised bed is built this year, the middle one. I need to put more soil in it, but like eventually every year I get a little bit better at these things. So Yes, I do. I am excited to get back out in the garden, but I am also trying to get some stuff done in the house as well. I'm itchy. All right, well, I mean, I am rambling, so what else do you want to know? I can tell you about companion planting. Oh, I can tell you that my friend Karen Miller, the one that has tuned in before, and she was in the hospital with COVID a couple weeks ago. She got better and she was at home, but unfortunately her mom, who I believe is maybe in her 70s, maybe 80s, but maybe late 70s, unfortunately did not recover from COVID and passed away. So that's sad, but I am happy that Karen is healthy and at home as well. So just update you on that. What else can we talk about? House plants. I'm not as good with house plants as I am with plants outside. But even the stuff outside, I haven't been outside much, like even to clean up after the dog. And I haven't tried my shredder yet either. And, okay, so recipes, back to recipes. I was going through some old conversations with my mom and sister and stuff, and I have recipes in there that I'm supposed to be trying. Plus the Never Fail buns that my mom gave me the recipe, but I was supposed to go back and try them again. So I have a lot in the kitchen. And this is what I told Steve too, is the thing is, when I go into the kitchen, or any room for that matter, say I go into the office to do like my visa work or stuff on my computer, I want the whole office to be clean. I want to know where everything is, everything's in its place, and the whole room is clean. So I get distracted. I go in there to do something on my computer or something at my desk and things are out of place, so then I clean the whole office. Then I don't have much time to do whatever I went in there for originally to do. It's the same thing with the kitchen. I want to cook. I want to bake. I love it. And yes, we're in the middle of renovating our kitchen. Like, we still haven't put in a new kitchen, but it's still functional if it's clean and if it's organized. However, we have children. So when I go in there and the counters aren't wiped down and the table's not wiped down and there's a few dishes here and this is left out and everything else, it's just not inspiring to bake or cook, but it does make me just want to clean it up. And then by the time I'm done cleaning everything, because you know, you start from top to bottom, left to right, and then you're scrubbing the floors, and because you've left them too long, or the inside of the microwave, or what is the other thing I leave? Oh, the top of the cooker, like the stove part. Like, I wipe down the stove, but where stuff falls in, like around the burners and stuff, I tend to leave that. But yeah, once I'm done all that stuff, it's like, am I really in the mood to start recipes now? So I'm really gonna maybe take over the kitchen, but I still have stuff to do in the office. I gotta work on my visa. I want to get up in the loft and get stuff organized and stuff done up there as well, because so the loft, the attic, because before you know it, it's, I know you guys, like, in your deep freeze, you don't believe it, but it is February, so February, March, April, like, it's when it's even if it's not really, really hot outside here, it might still be really hot up in the loft in the warmer months. So to warm up in the loft to get anything done. And so I need to get organized and cleaned up there while I have, while it's cooler. So yeah, I always have a lot to do. And then with the kids being home, they do their homework and then they're in the way. No, they're just, I don't know. When the first lockdown happened and when this COVID stuff started, it was better weather and I could be outside a lot, but I think I say this every week, that I can't escape. There's somebody in every room, or we try to escape each other, so we try to get, and then you go into a room and someone's in that one, and you go to the next room and someone's there, and I could get outside, but it's just a bit cold still. But there is things I need to do, and I do need to get in my greenhouse. And my friend Marilyn said, why don't you go in the greenhouse, or get a greenhouse? And I'm like, actually, I have one, but it's full of plants that are overwintering, so I can barely get in it right now, because all those plants need to stay in there so they don't freeze. So if I want to work in there, I'd have to set them all out, so it has to be on a day that it's above 0. And it's just, yeah. But at the same time, actually, I need to go in and make sure they're watered, because when they're in the greenhouse, there's no rain that gets in there, so they could dry out. Yeah, I'm rambling. I don't know even what time it is or what to talk about, but, yeah, I guess, I mean, this is how I started it, and I don't always have to have guests, and I mean, topics are good, but I am disappointed that I didn't have guests, and if I knew that this might happen, I might have had a backup guest, but how do you have a backup guest when, I don't want someone to feel like they're my second choice, because all of the people that I want on here are my first choice. If you want to be my guest, let me know. Just send me a message and let me know, because I would love not just the people that I talk to normally and everything else, but everybody has a story to tell. Everybody has interesting things to talk about. So I would love to have any of you as my guests. Oh, actually, I just thought of some other people who I think might want to be on here. The average temperature in my greenhouse, it depends if I turn on the heater or not. So on nights that it's going to be below 0, I might turn on the heater. But I do have thermometers in there, but I don't really check. But it is above 0. And this is such a bizarre year because it's been, like, we've even had snow and it's been below 0 quite a few days. Like, some winters I've been here and we might have only like 5 days below 0. And maybe only 2 of those are like, you know, minus 12 or something. But this year has been actually quite cold and quite a few below 0 days. Not like anything like Canada. But so many things in my garden that should die, like they're annuals, so I knew that once the frost came they would die, are still alive. And then what they talk about is you get microclimates, right? So right against the garage, I have a rain barrel, and the rain barrel, water holds, like, will hold heat, and so even though it seems like it'll be cold, once the temperature cools down, the water still holds enough heat that it's keeping the plant next to it, and probably heat from the garage a little bit, although there's no heater in the garage, but just from the house. It's keeping that pot enough above freezing that a plant that's in it has been alive for, this is like the 3rd year, and that one is one that if I had it out in the middle of the garden, it would be dead. So it's growing like crazy because it's in that little microclimate. So yeah, water, so actually like having water barrels or water containers of water around my greenhouse can help to improve the heat inside my greenhouse. And then if you have a big enough greenhouse and you can have the water jugs in your greenhouse, then the light coming through the window, I mean, like the sun coming in and warming it up, then the water will be even warmer inside the greenhouse than outside. In the last few years, I've actually put bubble wrap over my greenhouse for the winter. I didn't do that this year. But, yeah, but so over by the gate, I have these huge pots that I was going to put in the garage, but I don't have room. And they have some cannas in them, like canna lilies, and those you really have to dig up and overwinter because, like, they'll just go to mush if they freeze. But again, it's like the gate, and it's over by my car and the garage, and it just must be this little tucked in corner. It's just a bizarre year that some of my things are staying alive. I am so obsessed with gardening. I have so many magazines that I still need to look at, and I usually, like, Steve calls it my porn, that I look at before I go to sleep. And usually I do. I just look through my old photo albums of, like, this time last year or the year before, what was up and what was, you know, or look at my spring and summer ones to get excited about it. But I haven't even been looking at them for months now because it just makes me really want to get outside and do these things. But it's a bit chilly, and I have too many things that need to be done that are more of a priority right now. But at the same time, I put so much time and effort and money into the garden that I have to go out there and make that effort. Otherwise, I don't want to lose plants that I've been working on for years or that cost money that, you know, it's not. And especially this whole last year, I didn't go to a gardening shop once. And I've gone to B&Q, which is like Home Depot. So they have a garden center in there. And yes, so I've gone to places like that, or at the grocery stores when they have. So I'm not saying I haven't bought any plants this last year, but when the first lockdown happened and gardening centers weren't open, then I told myself that I you know, for so long I went without going because they weren't open. Once they opened, I said, I can do this. I don't need to go because once I go, I spend too much. And I did it. It's like a year almost. I guess March or April is when we had our first lockdown. And it's almost a year that I have not even stepped foot in a garden center, like a big, like where that's all they do is plants. And I really need to, because it's an addiction. So I buy all these new ones because I love them, and I'll find a place for them and I'll take care of them. But I really need to, like, try and mature what I have and grow it and make it, you know, nice and not overwhelm myself. So saying that, like, I have some bulbs that are still in the bags, and they're sprouting, like, in the bags, the green sticking out, and they're sitting in the greenhouse still. And I know it's February, so there's still time, but here usually you put your bulbs into pots in the fall, or in the ground in the fall, so that they're ready for the spring. So they might be flowering later, but I should probably do something with them. So what time is it? Anybody? I'm gonna have a drink. I don't know why it's like, I'm acting like it's so, sorry, my thing's moving because Lena's just walking by. I don't know why I'm acting like it's so hard to like hold the show on my own and talk for an hour, because that's all I do is talk. So we had the question of, on another live sort of, and my favorite plants to grow. Well, RHwL, which is like the common name is columbine, and you can grow them on the prairies too. They're actually, there's native ones to the prairies. They are one of my favorites, and because they will cross-pollinate with each other, so you'll get ones that you don't even know what they're gonna look like. Is that mine? Let me show everyone, but I'll eat it after my live. Watch my pop. That's my pizza. Oh my god. It smells good. She's put peppers on it. I know Steve's allergic to peppers, but he doesn't like pizza. And chorizo, so it's like kind of like a spicy sausage, like pepperoni. I wanted tomato on it, but she didn't put that, but I'm not going to complain. It smells really good, and I'll eat it when I get to it. So columbines and pansies. So pansies and violas. No, Lena, get your nose off the table. Because they can do the same thing. And the other ones is, and Melody and other people who look at my gardening photos will know that these are, and so all three of these, the pansies, pansies and violas, and columbines, RHwL, and poppies, opium poppies, none of them do I really have to do anything for, because they self-seed everywhere, but they can make ones that, you know, and so my poppies in the spring and early summer are amazing. There's so many beautiful ones. And this one morning, I took a video of it too. It was a couple of years ago, one early morning. So again, like if I woke up at 6 in the morning and I went outside and everything was just buzzing, like literally buzzing. The bees were in like all of the poppies, and it was amazing. And they go around like, so the poppy, you know, like the big ball that the seed head, well, when it's still in there and the petals are around, they like, the seed head before the seeds are like shaky, and it has all the, where the pollen is and stuff, and instead of the bee just going on top like that and sitting on top, they go onto their side and they like to go around, and it's just really adorable. I'll try and find the video that I have on Facebook from a few years ago with all the bees, but yeah, I would say, so Melody, the ones that like are easy to grow and such like that would be the poppies and columbines and pansies. But if it was to be something that I like to grow, now let me just think, because I'm trying to think of a seed that I grow every year, like that I can't go without growing, or not just seeds that I start, but plants that I buy every year. I mean, we have to, I mean, I don't think a garden is complete without a few summer pots with like super bells, which are called calabrosia. This is the thing though, the scientific names, I might be saying them wrong. So like super bells, it's like the small petunia. So with petunias or super bells, like, you know, the summer pots, we have to have some of those. I love sweet potato vine, but I haven't grown it here. But in Canada, you have sweet potato vine, and I've seen it in like commercial properties, like, you know, the where the village puts them out. Or I guess I live in a town, not a village. The town puts them out, and they're big things, and there's been a few places that have had sweet potato vine. So I think they're starting to get it more here. So that's something I like. I do like a lot of the green things that don't flower, because you can use, they're like very versatile. So what do I start from seed? Oh, Melody and everyone else who cares about the gardening. Remember the gem corn? Did I show you guys the gem corn? I took pictures of it, but I can still show it to you. But only if one of the kids come in, because I won't leave you and get it. I can show you next week too. But there's this heirloom gem corn. It's from the, like, America, like North America, but more like the southern states and into Mexico and stuff where corn originated. and well, each kernel is a seed, and they're all different colors, and they're just so beautiful. Allison! We'll see if she hears me. I haven't put it away because I don't want to put it in the garage. I'll use it for decoration in the autumn, and I'm going to grow more. So last year was my first year growing it, and they are amazing. And so I want to use some of the ones that didn't turn out as nice. I'll take the kernels off and I'll grow those again. But some of them that are really nice, like dried out, I can use them as decoration in the autumn. But I didn't want to put them, I need to put them in a sealed container because I don't want to put them in the garage where mice can eat them. Or somebody's phone is ringing. Somebody's phone is ringing around here and I don't know whose it is. It's not mine because mine's right there in front of me. So yeah, the gem corn, and I'm still trying to do like the brassicas, like broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage. I'm not really good at those, so I'm still practicing with those. I've done some peas. Ooh, sweet peas. I love sweet peas. They smell so good. And here, like, you start your sweet peas in like November, and you kind of just keep the frost off of them. But even a light frost, they'll still be fine. But yeah, sweet peas. Definitely love growing sweet peas. I've done that every year. Melody, what are your favorite ones? You can remind me of some. I like tulips, but the problem here is that we get so much rain that tulips, well, they'll do good in their first year, but then after that they tend to not do so well, and if you get too much rain or they get too wet, then they just rot. So some of the nice, really nice bulbs that you guys get to have on the prairies that are fine with freezing solid just don't like being too wet, as a lot of bulbs don't. So that, yeah, it's not, some of my pots I have to keep on the dry side, otherwise all my but I am excited about the spring pots that are coming up, like whether I'm outside or not. Some of my spring pots, the stuff's coming up already in them, and actually I have a few in the house that I'm trying to, what's called force, so you force them before the season. So I have some hyacinth in the kitchen and some daffodils and something else in there. Oh, I think it's, I can't remember. There's something else with the daffodils. Yeah, so Melody says her favorite plant is Easter lily because of the fragrance. I have a lot of lilies. I do love my lilies. Stargazer lilies are my favorite. And Melody, you said you love your irises. So not just to grow, but my favorite flowers are irises and lilies. And my irises, I have a few here, but not, I had more in Canada that I had to leave behind. But there is a one here that's called like, I can't remember if it's called Black Velvet or something. It's quite dark. So it starts looking like a really black, but then as it opens up more, it's like a dark purple. And, oh, Calancho. So I don't know how to pronounce it properly, Calancho, but I have some of those growing in the house, and you'll get them sometimes as gift, when you get like a gift basket, like with plants in them, they might have one of those, and they have really thick leaves, so it's like a succulent, but they actually like water more than other succulents do, and you can get them in different colors. Everybody has probably seen them, but also there's quite a few different plants in that family, Melody and other people, that are very, like, there's so many unique looking succulents and stuff in that family, and so you'd be surprised how many things actually have that name. But if you're talking about the ones that are like big leathery leaves, and then you get the little tiny, almost like little roses, like really tiny roses, so you can get them like white, orange, red, yellow, pink, and they might have those, well, they have them quite often because they're part of, like I said, the gift, like the gift flowers that you give, or plants that you give to people. So yes, I do like those too, but I have them more as a houseplant, although I think some of the varieties might be able to grow outside here. I don't know. Lavender have not had great luck. Well, lavender grows here, but that's because there's English lavender and then there's French lavender. But it really attracts the bees, and it does smell nice. So I do have some lavender. I want to get the pink lavender. I think I got some white, I think, but I don't know if I got the pink that I wanted yet. So I'm going to try and get the pink lavender this year. Mel, you're talking about the orange colored flowers on the, yeah, I gotta look at how it's spelt to even try and pronounce it again. But I think you did almost spell it right. Calancho. Calancho? Yeah, maybe it was an A in there. But I know what you're talking about. What looked beautiful in the garden, Melody? You said they looked beautiful in the garden. Are we talking about your garden, my garden, and what plant? And you said you want to grow some rosemary. Grow some rosemary. Grow it on your window ledge. You guys get enough sun in the winter time in Canada that as long as your window doesn't leak, if you have like a good sunny window ledge, you can grow some rosemary and thyme and your herbs there. And this is a great time to start them because the light levels are slowly going to increase now. And like I said, you guys get more sun than we do, even in the winter. So if you have a good sunny windowsill, start some lavender. I mean, you can start lavender as well, but start some rosemary. And you can actually, if you have a rosemary plant, then you can always take snips of it and start like sprigs, and then take off the bottom leaves and then stick it in some potting compost. And if you want to start things like that, it's good to have like a gritty compost. So whether you mix it with sand or like well, I use gravel because it's cheaper than buying the bags of grit. So it says garden grit, which is just smaller rocks, but gravel, even though it's a little bit bigger, is still the same. It's just for drainage, so it doesn't stay too wet, because if it doesn't have any roots, then it doesn't need as much water because there's no roots for it to suck up the water. You don't want it to dry out, but you want to keep, so that's why you need the grit in there to let the water drain out so it doesn't stay too moist. So with the rosemary, yeah, and I'm pretty sure you can start rosemary from seed. If you don't have any rosemary seed, I can send you some because I might have some. Cause like I said before, I buy gardening magazines, and the gardening magazines have like seed packets attached to them all the time. So a couple of them, and some of them are, so many of them are like duplicates that I already have, or I already have the plants growing in the garden enough that I don't want them anymore, or any more of it. But the reason that I say that I can send it to you is that I can't really send you seed that I've collected from the garden because it's not commercial, but with the commercial packets, they will take, like I can send them internationally because it's a recognized company. So yeah, if there's anything that you think that you want that you might not be able to find there, or because I do know what will grow there as well. So like I told Michelle in past, and I do have her name on my list on my desk to send some seeds to. So, and actually I have a box of, like, it's got some Christmas gifts and stuff in it still that needs to go, like a care package, Melody, for, you know, going to Mom's house that has stuff in it for you guys and the kids and everything. So I'll put some seed packets in there too. I have a friend in Calgary, actually, in Alberta, in Canada, and he makes a hot sauce, and I haven't tried it, so I don't know what it's like, but he has a new batch going, and he hand delivers it in Calgary, but other places he has to ship it to, so he is going to ship me some this month. I don't know how long it'll take here, and I hope it goes over the border well, or like internationally. Not that I'm scared the bottle's going to break, because if he packages it well enough, it won't. But I'm hoping that because it's a food product that they'll still be okay with it. But yeah, if it's a really good hot sauce, then I will, well, I'll show it on here when I get it. And if it's really good, then I'll buy more when I come to Canada, and I'll fill my suitcase with it. But I just think, I love it when people we know do things. So like, you know, like I've said about people I know who have written books, or just different accomplishments. So yeah, like having a hot sauce, that's so awesome. It's called Wheezy Browns. Wheezy, W-E-E-Z-E-E, Browns, B-R-O-W-N, you know, apostrophe S, Wheezy Browns hot sauce. So I follow them on Instagram and on Facebook. I'll try and remember to put the links on there. I need to watch these back and see what I was supposed to put on different ones. I know there's a picture from Rachel's that I was going to put our kids when they were babies, me and Trish and Rachel's kids when they were babies, and then when they were, so they're 15 now, and that was about 2 years ago, so they're like 13, and we got them to lie on the ground beside each other the way that they were in the baby picture, and it's so cute. Melody loves honey from the coworker's brother. Well, actually, speaking of honey, we got to support all bees, and me and Steve have really been trying to do different things to bring in wildlife into our garden. And obviously, the diversity in the flowers and plants that I grow are already working for different birds and bees and other insects and everything else. And the ponds, you know, I have water in my garden and everything else. It is amazing, even if you have a balcony and you put a pot with flowers on there and you see, you know, bees or hoverflies or whatever, pollinators, and you think they wouldn't be here and they wouldn't have that if I hadn't put that plant there. And it's such a satisfying feeling. So it's important to support all bees, all pollinators, not just honeybees. But speaking of honeybees, that is actually something that Steve and I want to take up, and I'm trying to put it more on his plate than mine, just because I do so much already in the garden. But yeah, we talked to, when we went to Tatton Flower Show, which again, being grateful living in England that I get to go to the biggest flower shows in the world, which is really awesome. But we talked to the I don't know what they're called, Beekeeper Association, and we got like lots of tips about them and stuff. And we've watched some, so if I'm watching one of my gardening shows and they do a little part on bees or whatever, even if it's like solitary bees or whatever, I'll save it and then I'll show Steve. So Melody, the honey bees. Obviously honey's good, and it's even better when it's homemade. And this is so cool. Did you know that, I mean, it makes sense, but you probably don't think about it, that honey can taste different, just like coffees and different things. I mean, coffee, it all tastes like coffee to me. Beer, it all tastes like beer to me. But for people who drink those things specifically, they know the differences. They know so honey can taste different based on the flowers that are in the area of the bees, what they're pollinating, and what they're putting into the honey, which is really, really cool. So if you buy honey from different regions where they grow different flowers and stuff, the honey will taste different. And Samantha says Alex loves bees. That's good. I'm glad he loves bees. Steve's from Manchester, and the city symbol is a bee. So that's why you might see different bees in different places in my house or on my Facebook, or there's one on the back of my car, because it has to do with supporting Manchester City. It will take quite a while. Melody, what will take quite a while? Making honey from honeybees? And Samantha says she didn't know that about honey tasting different. I didn't either. Actually, it was on Gardener's World with Monty Don, and he was talking about because of what he has in his orchard and stuff. So, yeah, that was really cool. And like I said, it makes sense, but you don't really think about that, do you? So, whew. I am rambling. I need the time again, though. I unplugged the Alexa that's here because I needed the cords to come out, and obviously that's my phone right there, so I can't check. Oh, sorry, Melody. It will take quite a while. Wait, what did puzzle? Thanks. Oh, I didn't read the comments before. So Mom says, thanks for the puzzle. It'll take quite a while. Well, yeah, I need my glasses. Yeah, so, yeah, sneakily, so my mom's been doing puzzles, you know, because that's, you know, what else can you do in lockdown? Lots of people have been doing puzzles, but my mom keeps doing these puzzles, and then she'll send me pictures when they're complete, and that's great, but then she'll start a new one, but she was only doing, like, ones that are, like, 200 and 500 pieces, and I'm not saying that they're not challenging on their own, but I know that Mom has done bigger puzzles than that, so so the interesting thing is that, it's Steve's idea. Steve is such a good gift giver. He always thinks of these things, and it was his idea to send Mom. So and I'm just showing my kitty again. He went on to Amazon, and he was looking at puzzles to send Mom one to have a new one to do. And I was the one who suggested like 2,000 pieces, though. But as he was looking at him, I'm like, oh yeah, that one's cool, that one's cool. And then this one came up, and it's like a camping scene, and this is the one she's talking about that we just sent her. And I'm glad that you got it, Mom. Yeah, it's Sunday, right? So I think you were supposed to... Actually, I think it was supposed to be there by Tuesday, so I'm glad that you got it already. But it's like a camper, and like a trailer, and then like the whole like camping scene, you know, like with the clothesline and everything scattered in the water. And it just really, really reminded me of when we were like growing up and where we camped and how our whole campsite was. Like, so our relatives who would come camping with us would have their trailers parked, and we'd make like a big circle, and then there's a fire pit in the middle, and we just kind of all camped around, and just like how, yeah, there'd be lawn chairs, and your towel would be hung on the back of the chair, or it'd be hung on the line to dry, and there'd just, you know, be some of the kids' toys scattered, and this puzzle was perfect. I loved it. So Mom, I hope you really enjoy it, and 2,000 pieces should keep you busy for a couple days at least. Thanks, Melody. You got to see it, and I will get Mom to send a picture when she's done, and I can put it on here. But it is just, I hope it means as much to you, Mom, like the image, as it does to, it was just the perfect puzzle. So whether it's from Dad in spirit helping us decide, I just knew as soon as I saw it that that was the one. And it's a good memory, and yes, you can say Hello Kitty, but it's not Hello Kitty. It's a different kitty. Allison wants to have a kitty named Avocado, and this one does have green eyes, but I don't know if I should call it Avocado. I love that it's a little orange tuft right here, a little bit of a ginger, and then there's a bit of ginger in the fur, but this is my little kitten. You can look at the beginning of my life, and I explain how this little kitten came into my life. Little kitten, kitty cat. Yes, giving me its heart. So, yeah, 1 week till Valentine's, and again, that doesn't mean that it has to be about boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, life partner, whatever. It doesn't have to be about your significant other. It's Valentine's Day. We can spread love every day, anyway. Do something kind for somebody else. Just, you know what? So if you say prayers, if you're religious, you call them prayers. If you're spiritual, you call them positive thoughts. And just put that energy out. You know, if nothing else, just put loving energy out into the universe next Sunday and every day. But it just, you know, there's like so many people who are alone. So call someone who you haven't talked to in a while that you know is single. Not to, you know, hit on them or something, but just because they might be feeling a bit sad that they're alone on Valentine's Day too. So maybe they just want someone to say hi to. Samantha said Danielle made friends with a cat today on a walk, which is very sweet. And Melody, we do have cats, but they kind of migrated to other people's houses because they're outdoor cats now. So, yes, she remembers them upstairs. Yeah, so Tilly is the ginger one, and Tilly started going soiling in the house, and that's not acceptable. We tried to train her out of it. I mean, she's older, but she became an outside cat, and she kind of lives like in the apartment behind. They let her into the apartments, and they take care of her on the other side of the fence, but she can still come into our garden and such. And then Fliss, the black and white one, down the street, there's a lady that lives down the street who, a couple of years ago now, she lost her husband, and around the same time that she lost her husband, Fliss started visiting her and going into her house. Fliss is short for Felicity, which I also have a niece named Felicity. And so Fliss started going into her house, and she kind of adopted Fliss. And how can we say anything about it? You know, how can you take that away from her? But not only that, she still let Fliss go outside, but Fliss just stopped. Like, we see Fliss down the street, and Owen, when he comes here, he'll go and see her and say hi and pet her and everything else. But she just doesn't come back into our garden, into our yard. So I don't know. So we do technically have two cats, but they're kind of like neighborhood cats now, which I'm sure lots of neighbors appreciate. Yeah, I know. It was, you know, you know, that's a nice story with Fliss and the lady. Her name's Carol, because we all need somebody. Hi, Lena. Do you need somebody? Come here. Come here. Lena's just got, this is her new toy. Well, I bought it like probably almost a year ago, and it's got a suction cup, but the suction cup doesn't work as good as we wanted it to. You know, in the stupid infomercials, probably have to screw it onto something, but it's supposed to be so she can play by herself. But she just brought it over to me. What is this? Do you want to be on camera again? Come here. Come here. Because if you go over here, no, that is a kitty that you can't chew. If you come over here, then you can be on the camera. Good girl. All right. Okay, go. Good girl. All right, so give me the time. I'm guessing it's like right on time, and I was on time today, so I can be on time to say goodbye as well. Yes, exactly, Melody. The lady probably needed her more than we did, and that's absolutely true. So it's a heartwarming story, but that is what happened to our cats. That's where our cats are. Except this little cat. And Steve's not really a cat person anyways, so this is okay because this one's really soft and it doesn't take much work. 2 minutes. Okay, so before this live started, I was like a half an hour early. You can ask Samantha. I was sitting in my chair and I still had a half an hour. And then as the time went by and I was trying to do other things and everything else, and there was like 10 minutes. And then I was like, okay, 10 minutes. What do I do? I don't want to be 10 minutes early. And then I went to, it was like 2 minutes to, and I was like, can I start 2 minutes early? I don't even know. Oh, yes. Oh, Samantha said I'm being turned down now because she watches a show on Sundays at 9, our time. And if I keep talking over 9, then I get turned down and her show, she watches her show. Anyways, I will wrap it up and I will hopefully have a guest next week. And I'll give my guest who was supposed to be on this week trouble for leaving me hanging. Good thing I can talk enough on my own. But I love you guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week on Valentine's Day because I'm going to give you guys some love and you guys can be my Valentines. I mean, I'm going to make sure that Steve's taken care of too because he's the best. But I will also come and give you guys some love for an hour. And yeah, so on next Sunday at 8 p.m. In England and 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. All right, so I love you guys all. Have a good Sunday, have a good week, and we'll see you next week. Bye.